calendula face cream, and I'm going to put that all over my face. Gives me a good boost of hydration underneath my primer and my foundation. And then I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow primer and put that all over the lid of my eye. I'm going in with our Vintage Season palette, and just kidding, I'm going to start with our contour palette, and I'm going to go in with that contour shade and put that into the crease of my eye, just to create a little transition shade to start off the rest of my eyeshadow. Now I'm going in with the Vintage Season palette, and I'm going to use that reddish pink shade to go into the outer corner of my eye and create a little depth. And then I'm going to just blend that in with that transition shade. Now I'm going in with that dark brown color, and I'm going to just pat that into the outer corner of my eye to create a shadow look. And I'm going to blend that a little bit with the rest of my eyeshadow, just so that it doesn't look like there's a harsh line there. Going back in with the first brush that I used and just blending it out a little bit. Now I'm going back in with my eyeshadow primer just to put that in the middle of my eye to create a base for the pigment that I'm about to use, and that is in the shade Bronze Dust. I tap a little bit into the lid, you don't need very much at all. And then I just go in with a brush and I tap that over the eyeshadow primer that I just laid down until I get the look that I want. As you can see, it's very pigmented and it's so shiny. I love it so much. Perfect. Now I'm going in with the highlight shade, and I'm going underneath my eyebrow, and I'm going in the inner corner of my eye just to bring a little bit of brightness to those areas and highlight them. And now I'm going underneath my bottom lid with the red color and the dark brown color to smoke it out a little bit. And now I think I'm going in with my foundation, and then I remember that I need to use primer first. Haha, always use primer first. Now I'm going in with my foundation, and I'm just going to pat a little dot all over my face and then blend it in with my pink sponge. Doing your eyeshadow before you do your foundation is helpful sometimes if you're doing something that could have a lot of fallout. So when you do your foundation and your concealer, it can kind of clean up that mess a little bit and give you more of a sharper line on your eyeshadow. Now I'm going in with concealer, and I'm going to put that under both of my eyes to brighten up that area along my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, and my forehead. And I'm going to blend that out with my sponge. This concealer blends so easily. It is the stick concealer in the lightest shade that we have. I like to use the lightest shade concealer as I can possibly get because it highlights the areas where you put it, as well as covering any blemishes that you want to cover. As you can see, I've brightened up quite a bit now. I'm just fixing my eyeshadow a little bit where I went over it too much with my blending sponge with my foundation. Now I'm going in with our translucent powder, and it spills everywhere. So I'm just gonna take my brush and get that off of my desk with it. Can't waste any powder. And then I'm just gonna go under my eyes and make sure I get that pretty good to continue to brighten up that area, and just put a light bit of it on the rest of my face just to kind of set the foundation and the concealer that I just did. You don't need too much because our VFX Pro foundation lays down pretty matte once you get it all blended in. Now I'm going in with our contour palette and I'm going to contour. So I like to kind of start at my temple area and work down and just blend that out until I get the look that I want. That will just enhance your cheekbones and create a little bit of depth on your face. I do my forehead, and I take a smaller brush and I do the outer corners of my nose. Looking good. Now I'm going in with the blush shade, and I'm just going to circle that around on the apples of my cheeks and take it up just a little bit to kind of blend in with that contour shade that I just did. Sorry, my eyes are watering. What's new? I couldn't find the brush that I wanted to use for highlight, but I finally found it. So now I'm going in with the highlight shade, and I'm going to take that right up next to the blush that I just did and up my temples. As you can see, this highlight shade is powerful. Then I'm going to take it on my chin, my cupid's bow, up my nose, and onto the middle of my forehead. Now I'm going in with my eyebrow pomade, and I'm going to fill in my brows. This part seems to take the longest. I like to use a lot of precision when I'm doing this. And today, for whatever reason, one of my eyebrows wanted to take a little bit longer than the other one. My eyes are still watering. I try not to fool with them too much while I'm doing my makeup, but sometimes they water so much that I have to wipe them off just a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to curl my eyelashes before I put my mascara on. I'm looking around for my Zen mascara and I can't seem to find it. So I'm going to reluctantly use my double lash extend. Not that it's terrible, I just prefer the Zen. And then I find my Zen. Such a ditz this morning. So first I'm going to do one layer of the Zen mascara just on my top lashes. This is a very attractive angle. And then I'm going to go over that with the Double Lash Extend Mascara just to give it a little bit more volume and extension. My eyelashes were wanting to clump together today for some strange reason. I think some of them are growing out because of the serum I've been using, and some of them are shorter and they just weren't cooperating quite as well today. So it took me a little longer to do my mascara than I usually would like. But it comes together. That Double Lash Extend though, look at that. I absolutely love both of these mascaras and they're wonderful paired together. I love them both separately as well, but the Zen is what hooked me on Farmasi, and I think it will always be my favorite. Now I'm going to do my lipstick, but first I'm going to line my lips. I really need to get a sharpener for this lip pencil because, as you can see, I started to overline a little bit too much because it kept slipping because it's getting pretty dull. So I ended up with fairly overlined lips today. Thankfully, this stuff wipes away pretty cleanly and doesn't really leave much of a residue if you happen to get it on the rest of your foundation. I'm just going to fill my lips in with that to create a base for my lipstick. And then I'm going to go in with the Nude Flirt liquid lipstick and put that all over my lips. And then I can't find my other lipstick. I don't know what's wrong with me today. And then I'm going to dot a little bit of our matte liquid lipstick in the shade 203 right in the middle of my top and bottom lip, just to create a little bit of depth with my lipstick. And now I'm going in with our Time Locker setting spray, and I'm going to spray that all over my face. All done. Thanks, ladies.